So, good day, everyone. I'm Gladys Cabing, and I'm going to discuss the era theory of aging. The era theory of aging was originally proposed by Leslie Orheld in 1963. Orheld suggested that the aging process results from the accumulation of errors or mutation in the genetic information over time, leading to a decline in cellular and organismal function. This theory emphasized the role of genetic mutation and the gradual destruction of biological systems in the aging process. The first one is the error in protein synthesis, occurring during the transcription and translation, can have significant consequences. Transcription errors involve incorrect nucleotide incorporation, often due to environmental factors or issues with transcription machinery. The second one, we have the error theory of aging that posits genetic and molecular errors accumulating over time during DNA replication, transcription, and translation. And last one, we have here transcription errors leads to significant alteration in protein affecting their structure, function, and stability. It is stated here that more recently, the theory has not been supported by research. It is stated also that not all aged cells contain altered or misspecified proteins, nor is aging automatically or necessarily accelerated as misspecified proteins or enzymes are introduced into a cell.
Good day, everyone. Now we are going to talk about the mitochondrial free radical theory. So, free radicals are byproducts of fundamental metabolic activities within the body. Free radical production may increase because of environmental pollutants such as ozone, pesticides, and radiation. So, normally, they are neutralized by enzymatic activity or natural antioxidants. So, however, if they are not neutralized, they may attach themselves to the other molecules. So, in nervous and muscle tissue, to which free radicals have a high affinity, a substance called lipofuscus has been found and is thought to be indicative of chronologic age. So, strong support for this theory has continued over the past 35 years. So, lipofuscin, a lipid and protein-enriched pigmented material, has been found to accumulate in older adults' tissues and is commonly referred to as age spots. As the lipofuscin's presence increases, healthy tissue is slowly deprived of oxygen and its nutrient supplies. So, in animal studies, administration of antioxidants postpones the appearance of diseases such as cardiovascular disease and CA. So, free radicals are also implicated in the development of plaques associated with Alzheimer's disease. Another theory is the cross-linkage theory. So the cross-linkage theory of aging hypothesizes that with age, some proteins become increasingly cross-linked or enmeshed and may impede metabolic processes by obstructing the passage of nutrients and waste between the intracellular and extracellular compartments. According to this theory, normally separated molecular structures are bound together through chemical reactions. So some proteins in the body become cross-linked, thereby not allowing for normal metabolic activities. So as new fibers are created, they become enmeshed with old fibers and form an actual chemical cross-link. So the result of this cross-linkage process is an increase in the density of the collagen molecule but a decrease in its capacity to both transport nutrients to the cells and remove waste products from the cells. So waste products are accumulated, and an example of this would be the changes associated with aging of the skin. So for example, the skin of a baby is a soft and pliable, whereas aging skin loses much of its suppleness and elasticity. So this aging process is like the process of tanning leather, which purposely creates cross-links. So the result of this is that tissues do not function at optimal efficiency. Next is that Cross-linkage theory proposes that a person ages and the immune system becomes less efficient. The body's defense mechanism cannot remove the cross-linkage agent before it becomes securely establishes. So cross-linkage has been proposed as a primary cause of arteriosclerosis, decrease in the efficiency of the immune system, and the loss of elasticity often seen in an older adult skin. Some research also supports that a combination of exercise and dietary restrictions in helping to inhibit the cross-linkage process.
Wear and tear theory. The theory introduced by Dr. August Westman and proposed first in 1882. This theory presumes that body is similar to a machine, which loses function when its parts wear and tear. The theory suggested that aging results from a gradual deterioration of the cell and tissue of the body via wear and tear, oxidative stress, exposure to radiation, toxins, or other deterioration processes, would seem to refuted by the fact that exercise and OAs actually makes them more functional, not less. And lastly, the wear and tear theory does not account for the rather regular and universal nature of biological aging.
Next is the program Hayflick limit theory. So one of the first proposed biologic theories is based on a study completed in 1961 by Hayflick and Moorhead. So this study included an experiment on fetal fibroelastic cells and their reproductive capabilities. So the results of this landmark study changed the way scientists viewed the biologic aging process. Cells can only reproduce themselves limited number of times. So Havlik and Moorhead study showed that functional changes do occur within cells and are responsible for the aging of the cells and the organism. The study further supported that hypothesis that a cumulative effect of improper functioning of cells and eventual loss of cells in organs and tissues are therefore responsible for the aging phenomenon. So life expectancy was generally seen as pre-programmed within a species-specific range. This biologic clock for humans was estimated at 110 to 120 years. Next is the immunologic theory or the immunity theory. So the immune system is a network of specialized cells, tissues, and organs that provide the body with protection against invading organisms. Its primary role is to differentiate self from non-self, thereby protecting the organism from attack by pathogens. So the word immunosenescence or age-related functional diminution of the body or the immune system has its components such as the lower rate of T lymphocytes or the killer cells of proliferation in response to a stimulus. It has been found that a person ages, the immune system functions less effectively, such as the term immunosenescence. And essential components of the immune systems are, as I said earlier, the T lymphocytes, which are responsible for cell-mediated immunity, and B lymphocytes, the antibodies responsible for humoral immunity. Both T and B lymphocytes may respond to an invasion of an organism, although one may provide more protection than the other in certain situations, and therefore a decrease in body's defense against foreign pathogens. So the changes that occur with aging are most apparent in T lymphocytes, although changes also occur in the functioning capabilities of B lymphocytes. So the change include a decrease in humoral immune response, often predisposing older adults to first, decreased resistance to a tumor cell challenge and the development of cancer. Next, decreased ability to initiate the immune process and mobilize defense in aggressively attaching pathogens. And lastly, increased susceptibility to autoimmune diseases. So accompanying these changes is a decrease in the body's defense against foreign pathogens. This manifests as an increased incidence of infectious diseases and an increase in the production of autoantibodies, which can lead to a propensity to develop autoimmune related diseases.
Dillman's neuroendocrine control theory of aging states that the effectiveness of the body's homeostatic adjustments declines with aging, leading to the failure of adaptive mechanisms, aging, and death. Neuroendocrine changes advance aging, so this can also affect the growth and sex hormone secretion as people age. And these hormonal changes may slow metabolism, muscle mass, and other vital activities with age. The theory emphasizes neuroendocrine mechanisms in aging. However, aging is a complicated process influenced by genetic, environmental, and lifestyle variables.
theory of aging. Metabolic theory of aging proposes that all organisms have a finite amount of metabolic lifetime and that organisms with a higher metabolic rate have a shorter lifespan. So this uh, theory proposes that the aging process is influenced by cumulative effect of metabolic process and the resulting damage they can inflict on cell and tissue over time. Rodent-based research has demonstrated that caloric restriction increases the lifespan and delays the onset of age-dependent dependent disease.
Hello everyone, I'll be discussing about the DNA related research, major developments, mapping the human genome, discovery of telomerase. Genome mapping means that mapping of genes to a specific location on chromosomes. Genome mapping. Genetic mapping is based on the use of genetic techniques to construct maps showing the positions of genes and other sequence features on a genome. Genetic techniques include crossbreeding experiments or, case of humans, the examination of family history of pedigree. Physical mapping uses molecular biology techniques to examine DNA molecules directly in order to construct maps showing the positions of sequence features, including gene.
Disengagement theory. What is disengagement theory? It outlines a process of disengagement from social life that people experience as they age and become elderly. The theory states that over time, elderly people withdraw or disengage from the social roles and relationships that were central to their life in adulthood. This theory was created by social scientists Elaine Cumming and William Earl Henry and presented in the book Growing Old, published in 1961. It is notable for being the first social science theory of aging, and in part because it was controversially received, sparked further development of social science research and theories about the elderly, their social relationships, and their roles in society.
So good morning everyone. I am Lawrence Tolentino and I'll be reporting activity theory. So this theory was proposed by Havighurst, Newgarden and Tobin on 1963. So there are three assumptions based on this theory. Number one, it is better to be active than inactive. Number two, it is better to be happy than unhappy. And number three, an older adult is the best judge of his own success in achieving the first two assumptions. So let's move on to the theory itself. So the activity theory of aging in the context of geriatrology proposed that older adults can maintain well-being, satisfaction, and happiness in later life by remaining socially and physically active and involved in different activities. This theory suggests that staying engaged in physical activities, social activities, and mental activities contributes to a positive aging experience, fostering better physical health and cognitive functioning in older adults. So this theory assumes a positive relationship between activity and life satisfaction.
Okay, so continuity or dialogical theory. So, central to the arguments presented by the continuity theory is that aging involves maintaining or preserving the same relationship, behaviors, and activities a person enjoyed in his or her early life. So, in other words, healthy aging is considered or witnessed when people display the same behaviors as they exhibited during their youthful age. Additionally, people need to respond to old age challenges as they did in their early lives. Continuity is created by establishing new experiences that interconnect with the past. Based on the theory, aging is all about reliving the life one we had in the past. For example, aged people may decide to listen to the same music as they used to listen to while they were young. Also, they may visit the same social places such as museums, parks, as they did in their past life. So, it is important to note that this theory uses life course perspectives to create a substantial argument about aging. Just as the other two theories mentioned in the sociological theories of aging, the continuity theory is derived from the psychosocial school of thought in which issues that relate to social relationships and the influence on people's behavior are considered. For instance, goal settings and adaptations from one of the issues of this theory focuses on its explanation of old age. It is postulated that most aged people recreate their experiences and feelings as a way of adapting to their new roles and responsibilities. In line with Silverstein's sentiments, the interconnection between the internal structures, like our personality, values, and the external structures, which are the social roles and relationships, also the leisure activities, promotes identity preservation, purpose, and the sense of control, which helps in harnessing these elements.
So, age stratification theory is a theoretical model developed by Matilda White Riley in the 1970s, which argues that age is an important factor in understanding social inequality. So, the theory posits that societies are structured according to a hierarchy of ages, with younger people occupying lower positions while other people hold higher positions. So society consists of groups of cohorts that age collectively, and the people and the roles in these cohorts change and influence each other, as does society at large. Okay, so this stratification has been noted and primarily in areas of education, employment, health, and other social services. The theory suggests that individuals experience different levels of access to resources based on their group age, such as unequal availability of resources leads to inequalities in opportunities and outcomes for different age groups. So, age stratification theory highlights how unequal access to resources impacts individuals differently based on their age group and advocates for a more equitable distribution of resources across all age. So, thus, there is a high degree of interdependence between older adults and society. Some examples of age stratification theory includes access to education, employment opportunities, healthcare services, financial stability, retirement benefits, housing privileges, political representation, media representation, technology accessibility, and social status. This theory is concerned with the unequal availability of resources such as health services, education, employment, or wealth across different ages groups, leading to disparities in outcomes of various age groups. Age stratification theory is a sociological model with the postulation that societies are arranged in an age-based hierarchy with people of different ages contending for differing levels of resources.
Personal environmental theory. It is proposed by Lawton in 1982. Individuals have personal competency that assists its dealing with environment. The ego strength, level of motor skill, individual biologic health, cognitive and sensory perceptual. This theory, also known as PE-fit theory, is a psychological framework that explores the relationship between individuals and their environment. This theory suggests that the match or compatibility between a person and their environment significantly influence various outcomes, including well-being, job satisfaction, and performance. As a person ages, there may be changes in competency, and these changes alter the ability to interrelate with the environment. Advancement which can impact various aspects of our daily life, the economy, education, communication, and social interaction.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rachel Jonah Curio, and I'm here to discuss Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So first is Abraham Harold Maslow. Maslow is an American psychologist who created Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It is a theory of psychological health dedicated on fulfilling innate human needs inherently culminating in self-actualization. So what is Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a theory in psychology. It argues that there are five stages of human needs that motivate our behavior, and these needs are: first, it's the physiological need; second is the need for safety; third is need for love and belonging; fourth is the need for self-esteem; and the last stage is the self-actualization. According to Maslow, human needs were arranged in hierarchy with physiological needs at the bottom and the more creative and intellectually oriented self-actualization needs at the top. So the first need is the physiological needs, which are the biological requirements for human survival. So first, there are physiological needs such as the need to breathe, eat, drink, or sleep. And the moment we get enough of that, we will awake and the wells are full, so we get motivated by the next step. According to Maslow, the human body cannot function optimally if physiological needs are not satisfied. Next is the need for safety. So now we want safety, we want to earn money, build up resources, and look for shelter that protects us against dangers. The next stage is the need for love and belonging. At stage 3, in which love and belonging needs refer to a human emotional need for interpersonal relationships, affiliating, connectedness, and being part of a group. The fourth stage is the need for esteem. Esteem needs are the fourth level in Maslow's hierarchy and include self-worth, accomplishment, and respect. At stage 4, we long for esteem, self-confidence, and respect from others. We want to be someone. Like if we have money, we buy fancy clothes or fancy shoes or watches. Or if we have brain, we can write or think or work a lot motivationally to perform a certain task or complete, which is the self-actualization. So only if we drink, eat, and sleep enough and we feel safe and part of a group and still special, only then we can reach level number 5 or the self-actualization. According to Maslow, he describes this as a level as the desire to accomplish everything that one can and to become everything one is capable of becoming.
Jung's theory of individualism. Swiss psychologist Carl Jung, 1960, proposed a theory of personality development throughout life, childhood, youth, and young adulthood, middle age, and old age. The origins are fusion, and according to Jung individualism, it is the development of consciousness. And also Jung saw it as the process of self-realization, the discovery and experience of meaning and purpose in life, the means which one find oneself and become who one really is. Also, Jung claimed that individualism is as much as spiritual as a psychological process, uniting instinctual with religious experience.
Erikson's 8 stages of life, or the psychosocial theory. Erikson's theory of psychosocial development consists of 8 stages. The last 2 stages focuses on the older adult, which are generativity versus stagnation from 40 to 65 years old. Generativity refers to a desire to contribute to the next generation, leaving a positive impact through work, family, and community. Stagnation, on the other hand, shows a focus on one's own want rather than making a significant contribution to others, which could cause one to feel stagnant. And lastly, number 8, integrity versus despair. From 65 years old and beyond, ego integrity involves looking back on life with a sense of fulfillment, accepting one's past, and finding meaning in the experience, while despair arises when someone feels regretful, disappointment, or unable to find purpose in their life, leading to a sense of hopelessness or despair.
Robert Peck proposed a psychosocial theory of aging that builds upon Erik Erikson's stages of development. Peck's model emphasizes the latter stage of life and addresses specific challenges and tasks associated with aging. One of the Peck notable concepts is the idea of ego integrity versus despair, which corresponds to the latter stage of adulthood. In this stage, it involves reflecting on one's life, accepting one's life choices, and finding a sense of fulfillment. Here are the final three developmental tasks. The first one, we have the ego differentiation versus work role preoccupation. This task involves adapting to changes in social roles and relationships. So we have here the second stage, which is the body transcendence versus body preoccupation. This task addresses the changing relationship individuals have with their aging bodies. It involves accepting physical limitation and finding ways to transcend preoccupation with physical decline. Next, the third one, we have here the ego transcendence versus ego preoccupation. So in this stage, or in this task, individuals are encouraged to move beyond a self-centered perspective. It involves a shift towards a broader, more transcendent view of life and the acceptance of mortality. In my conclusion, Robert Peck's theory of adult development and aging, particularly his psychosocial task in latter life, provides a valuable insight into the challenges and opportunities that the individual face as they age.
The selective optimization with compensation theory of aging states that as people age, they select and prioritize certain goals, optimize their efforts in those areas, and compensate for decreases in other areas. This theory recognizes that aging causes physical and cognitive deficits, but people can adapt. So there are three interacting elements in this theory. Number one is selection. Older individuals prioritize their goals and activities to better use their time, energy, and resources. Number two is optimization. People use focused efforts, practice, and successful techniques to improve or maintain performance in specified areas or domains. Optimization counteracts a natural decline in capabilities. Lastly, number three is compensation. When certain functions decline, people find ways to compensate. These may require external help, social support, or cognitive changes. In the SOC theory, human agency and proactive measures help people adjust to aging and maintain well being and functionality.